Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to another process video, and today I'm going to be completing a layout for Color Rush Studios International Scrapbooking Day. And this is one of the challenges. So the challenge was to use mixed media. And I had printed out this cut file and was going to use it with a different layout and just did not like how it looked. So I ended up pulling this cut file onto this paper and like this look a lot better. And so the colors that you see on the cut file were just watercolors that I had painted and then just backed the cut file with that. So my mixed media obviously will be paint, and then I will add some threading and some ribbon in a little bit. I really like this title, Own Your Magic, so that was part of the acrylic add-on set that you could get with the, I think it was with the April kit, so the Funny Bunny kit. And these little butterflies, I think, were from March's kit. So that would be the Whispers of Spring. And the picture that I'm going to be using is a picture of my daughter when we were vacationing in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And it was this really old farmhouse, like from the 1800s, all stone. Absolutely gorgeous, that had beautiful flowers all around it. And so I thought that that would be a really good picture for this layout. And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to back this pink paper. So I know I want to do some kind of a border. I like this. It's kind of like almost like a mint plaid, but I also like this pink. But because the title has kind of like kind of that mint color in it, and some of the backing colors of the cut file have kind of a mint color to it, I felt like I needed to pull in some more of a mint or green color. So here I'm just looking at the paper, and I decide I do like this paper here. So it's very light in color. I was making sure I don't like this other side, but see, the green doesn't really go with that. So that's why I decided to go with this side. And I'm just making sure, because I did really like that pink paper, but I just felt like it made more sense. It would pull in a little bit more of that green. And I kind of actually even like it on this background, but then I kind of felt like the title got a little lost. And plus my daughter's favorite color is pink, so of course I had to get some pink in there. And so I'm just trying to mock this up, decide where exactly I want the cut file, where I want the picture, and where I want the title. And I'm going to put these butterflies on there as well. So I've gutted the center of that, so that way I can reuse that paper in another layout. I'm going to get this pink paper adhered down. I was upset initially when this cut file didn't work with my original idea, but I really end up liking this a lot. So just goes to show you, if you feel like in your gut it just doesn't make sense, don't, set it aside. If anything, come back to it, take a pause. I used to try to power through it, and then, I'd look at the layout later and not be happy with it. So sometimes I've had layouts where I just mentally get stuck. And so I will walk away from it, and then usually I'll, just all of a sudden on a whim, think of something and get it completed. So I do want to back this photograph. And since I've got the yellow butterfly, but I don't really have any yellow on this, I decide, well, let's back the photograph in yellow. So that would make the yellow butterfly make at least a little bit more sense. So, and this is just polka dotted paper. This was from the Whispers of Spring kit. The pink paper was from the Funny Bunny add-on kit. And I think the plaid paper was from Whispers of Spring too. So So I'm just going to get this cut file glued down. I'm going back and forth here between whether or not I like the blue butterfly or the yellow butterfly. I kind of wanted the yellow butterfly down at the bottom just so that the yellows weren't so close together, but I just visually I thought that the yellow popped off the pink a little bit better than the blue did, so. I'm going to go ahead and get the acrylic piece glued down, which I dropped it and I was like, oh, ended up being okay. The glue will dry clear, but you still will see kind of, you know, obviously where some glue was. So I think it was okay. I don't think I end up really getting it on the pink portion of the layout. And then I end up adhering the butterflies down off screen with hot glue. And then this is where I'm going to pull in some of that frazzle. And I don't know if this was included in the April or the March kit, but it was one of those two. So it would have been Funny Bunny or it would have been Whispers of Spring. Probably Funny Bunny if I had to guess. So there's my mixed media. I've got ribbon down. I guess acrylic you could, I mean, consider it mixed media, right? Because it's anything other than paper. The butterflies, and then the watercolor with the cut file. I'm just trying to get this frazzle to kind of glue down a little bit, lay a little bit more flat. Oh, and then the other mixed media I do end up adding is some stitching. So I wish I would have maybe made the little blue butterfly flight path a little bit more wonky, but I feel like a lot of time, probably most of us too, when we watch videos back, we see things that we would have maybe done differently if we had to do it again. But so I'm just going to go ahead and stitch here. Allison Davis I am not, but you know, or Paige Taylor Evans, they both just seem to have like really good stitching. I don't know. I always feel like mine looks, I don't know, wonky. And anywho, so I do get the little flight path stitch. So I did yellow, blue, and pink to follow the color of the butterflies. And then I'm adding sequins. So this was in the Funny Bunny kit, the sequence was. And then I kind of feel like the right-hand side of the picture needs something. I was thinking maybe a tag up at the top. So I've cut this down. Now this is the same, the tag's the same color as the border paper. So that kind of mint checkered. And I decided I like it here on the right-hand side of the picture. I just felt like it added a little something over there. And then I'm just going to tuck some of this yellow ribbon in there, which I think that might have come in the You Rock kit, but I'm not 100% sure. So I get that all glued down. I add one more little sequence here because I kind of felt like that looked a little naked over there. And here are some close-ups. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I was glad I was able to salvage that cut file and use it in a way that I liked it. And here are some close-ups. I appreciate you coming by to watch another process video.